I hope you're all doing well. I've missed doing read aloud, so I grabbed a book and I'm going to give this a shot. So, this is Mighty Jackie, the Strikeout Queen by Marissa Moss. It was April 2nd, 1931, and something amazing was about to happen. In Chattanooga, Tennessee, two teams were about to play an exhibition game of baseball. One was the New York Yankees, a legendary team with famous players Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, and Tony Lazzeri. The other was the Chattanooga Lookouts, a small team, a nothing team, except for the pitcher, Jackie Mitchell. Jackie was young, only 17 years old, but that was not what made people sit up and take notice. Jackie was a girl, and everyone knew that girls didn't play Major League Baseball. The New York Daily News sneered that she would swing a mean lipstick instead of a bat. A reporter wrote that you might as well have a trained seal behind the plate as have a woman standing there, but Jackie was no trained seal. She was a pitcher, a mighty good one. The question was she good enough to play against the New York Yankees? As long as she could remember, Jackie had played ball with her father. She knew girls weren't supposed to. All the kids at school, all the boys in her neighborhood told her that. When one boy yelled at another one, "You throw like a girl," it was an insult. Everyone knew girls couldn't throw, or that's what they thought. Day after day in the neighborhood sandlot, Jackie's father told her differently. He said she could throw balls, and she did. She ran bases, she swung the bat. By the time she was 8 years old, Dazzy Vance, the star pitcher for the Brooklyn Dodgers, had taught her how to pitch. A real pitcher talking to a little girl was all Jackie needed to start dreaming of playing in the World Series. Her father saw her talent, and so did Dazzy. He told her she could be good at whatever she wanted as long as she worked at it. And Jackie worked at baseball. She worked hard. She practiced pitching till it was too cold and dark to stay outside. She threw balls until her shoulder ached and her fingers were calloused. She pitched until her eyes blurred over and she couldn't see where she was throwing. But it didn't matter. Her arm knew. And now she was finally going to have her chance to play on a real baseball team to pitch to real players. The stands were packed. A crowd of 4,000 had come to see the strange sight of a woman on the pitcher's mound. She stood tall in the field and looked at the crowd in the bleachers. They were waiting for her to make a mistake, and she knew it. They were waiting for her to prove that baseball was a man's game, not her game. "It is my game," she muttered to herself and bit her lip. The Yankees were up top of the first, and the batter was walking up to the plate. Jackie was ready for him, the ball tight in her left hand. Except the batter was Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, the home run king, a big mountain of a man. And Babe didn't like the idea of a woman pitcher at all. He thought women were too delicate for baseball. "They'll never make good," he said. "It would kill them to play ball every day." He walked to the plate and tipped his cap at Jackie. But if she thought he was going to go easy on her, she could forget it. He gripped the bat and got ready to slam the ball out of the park. Jackie held the ball like it was part of her arm, and when she threw it, she knew exactly where it would go, right over the plate, right where the Babe wasn't expecting it. Right where he watched it speed by and thwunk into the catcher's mitt. "Strike one!" Babe Ruth gaped. He couldn't believe it. The crowd roared. Jackie tried to block them out to see only the ball, to feel only the ball. Babe Ruth was facing her down now, determined not to let a girl make a fool out of him. She flinched right before the next pitch, and the umpire called a ball. "Humph," the Babe snorted. "You can do it," Jackie told herself. "Girls can throw. Show them." But the next pitch was another ball. Now the crowd was hooting and jeering, and the Babe was snickering with them. Jackie closed her eyes. She felt her fingers tingling around the ball. She felt its heft in her palm. She felt the force of her shoulder muscles as she wound up for the pitch. She remembered what her father had told her. "Go out there and pitch just like you pitched to anybody else. Strike two! Now the babe was mad. This was serious. The babe was striking out, and the pitcher was a girl. Jackie wasn't mad, but she wasn't scared either. She was pitching, really pitching, and it felt like something was happening the way it had always been meant to. She knew the batter would be expecting the same pitch close and high, even if the batter was Babe Ruth. So this time she threw the ball straight down the middle with all the speed she could put on it. Strike three! Babe Ruth glared at the umpire and threw the bat down in disgust. He told reporters that would be the last time he'd bat against a woman. The crowd was stunned. A girl had struck out the Sultan of SWAT. It couldn't be. It was a mistake, a fluke. What would the papers say tomorrow? But wait, here came Lou Gehrig, the iron horse, up to the plate. He'd show her. She couldn't strike him out, too. Lou Gehrig swung with a mighty grunt, but his bat hit nothing but air. Strike one! He looked stunned, then dug his heels in and glared at Jackie. Strike two! Jackie grinned. She was doing what she'd worked so hard and longed to do, and nothing could stop her. She pitched the ball the way she knew best, a lefty pitch with a low dip in it. No one could touch a ball like that when it was thrown right. Strike three! The crowd, so ready to boo her before, rose with a roar, clapping and cheering like crazy. Back to back, Jackie had struck out two of baseball's best batters, Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. She'd proven herself, and now the fans loved her for it. But Jackie didn't hear them. She was too proud and too happy. She'd done what she'd always known she could do. She'd shown the world how a girl could throw as hard and as fast as she wanted. That was Mighty Jackie, the Strikeout Queen.